Hello, folks. Welcome to Speaking from the Heart, and welcome to Exploring Living with Prayer in a rather chaotic and overwhelming world. Now, let's face it, life in the 21st century is busy, full of noise, and sometimes downright stressful. Anxiety and busyness have become almost like uninvited roommates. But what if prayer could serve as our quiet refuge? Not just a spiritual practice, but a way to center ourselves and find clarity and bring meaning to every aspect of our lives, whether that's in business, work, or personal growth. Hi, I'm Richard Fontenay, and I'm glad that you've joined us today, and because we're about to discuss something my Benedictine fathers have had for centuries. It's called Ora et Labora, a spiritual practice of praying and working. So grab your favorite cup of coffee, settle in, and let's talk about how prayer can truly transform our everyday lives. First, what does it mean when we say prayer in a troubled world? Now, prayer isn't just reserved for Sunday mornings or whispered moments before a meal. It's a universal practice and a powerful spiritual resource available to everyone, regardless of their faith or their background. And prayer provides peace and direction and connection to something or someone greater than ourselves. In a world filled with uncertainty, prayer serves as a stabilizing force, anchoring us through life's storms. Now, consider this. How often do we rush from task to task, rarely taking a moment to reflect? Prayer interrupts the cycle of busyness, creating that sacred space where we can breathe and refocus and align ourselves with deeper focus and deeper truth. And here's the kicker. Everyone can pray. And we can pray anytime. Yes, even when we're at work. Now, you don't have to go on a retreat or to a monastery to incorporate prayer into your life. Whether you're in a high-pressure meeting or making crucial decisions in your personal life, prayer is always accessible to you. It is as simple as taking a quiet moment to seek wisdom, patience, and gratitude. And for instance, I recall a manager who began every workday with a silent prayer. Now, he didn't announce it or make a big deal out of it. However, when challenges arose, he faced them with remarkable calm. And when he was asked about his composure, he acknowledged that his prayer practice helped him reframe problems and approach people with understanding instead of frustration. In personal growth, prayer encourages us to reflect on what is important to us, to our values, the decisions we make, and ensuring we carry them out with integrity. It gives us the grace to extend ourselves to others even when it's most difficult. Now, as we discuss prayer, we must mention one of the most profound examples in history, the example of Jesus. Now, his teachings in the gospel highlight both the simplicity and the power of prayer. Consider the Lord's Prayer, for example. When Jesus taught his followers to pray, he didn't provide them with a long, complicated formula. He said, when you pray, say, and offer the words that emphasize humility, gratitude, and seeking alignment with God's will. Give us this day our daily bread, he said. And that reminds us to trust in provision. Forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those encourages us to extend grace to others, and lead us not into temptation, recognizes that we need guidance, and we can't go alone. A simple heartfelt prayer serves as a model anyone can follow, whether at work, at home, or even during a busy day. Let me share a parable about a small business owner named Jessica. She was having a tough decision to make, whether to expand her business or stick to her current operations. The numbers were uncertain and the stakes were high. And Jessica turned to prayer, asking for clarity and peace of mind. And as she prayed, she realized she wasn't just asking for success, but seeking wisdom to make a choice aligned with her values. Now, through prayer, she found the courage to actually take that step forward. But it wasn't without challenges, and she summed it up to her colleagues in this way. The peace she felt in her decision-making was worth more than any guarantees of success. Prayer can also be a bridge in our relationships. And for instance, here's another story about prayer in action. Peter, a team leader, had a rocky relationship with one of his employees. Misconception and frustration were the norm. And things came to a head during a heated argument. And that evening, Peter spent time in prayer, asking not only for the situation to improve, but for his own heart to soften. And the next day, he approached the employee to apologize for his role in the misunderstanding. And to his surprise, the employee also expressed regret. The prayer had prepared Peter to lead with humility, and it in turn amended their relationship. Now, here are 3 things you and I can do this week. Number 1, we can take 5 minutes each day, whether it's at home or at work, to pause and pray. We can use this time to focus on gratitude or seek guidance. Number 2, we can use prayer to reflect on our values and seek clarity when we are faced with a tough decision. And number 3, we can offer a simple thank you or a heartfelt request in a way that we make prayer a personal conversation rather than a performance. Now, if you found today's episode inspiring, please subscribe to this channel and give us a thumbs up. Sharing your thoughts and feedback in the comments is also a great way to continue the conversation. And thank you for doing so. Next time, on Speaking from the Heart, we'll explore a seldom discussed topic, grieving from the heart. I hope you can join us. I'm Richard Fontenay, and thank you for taking the time today to join me. Until next time, consider prayer from the heart as your special resource. Bye now. See you next week.